Do you know who Ryan Trahan is?
You inspired us to start a business in 50 states in 50 days on our YouTube channel, The Corner Office. Oh my gosh. Dang, you guys took it up a notch. That's amazing. I love it.
That's not possible.
Oh.
It's not. It's not. I'll tell you right now.
Okay. All right. It's on. And a little twist, I'm going to give the business away. Do you know how much fire departments pay to clear acreage by hand? $28,000 an acre. It's like government sanctioned theft.
You're playing middleman. That seems like such an easy lift.
You just need to watch the series and you can monetize it. Each location has over $1 million a year of net profit.
Oh my gosh.
You're telling me you can't do something like this in any city? There is this business in Florida, Fort Myers to be exact, and it is called Gulf Beach Weddings. This guy started the business with $20,000. It does $3 million a year. It's very profitable. It's a wedding service, weddings as a service, but it's not a wedding venue. There's no venue. He basically knows all the beaches in Florida, all the beautiful beaches, which ones require licenses to have a wedding, which ones don't, which ones have a good sunset at the right angle, which ones don't have too much seaweed or wind. He knows all that stuff. And then you go to him. If you want a beach wedding, you give him $3,000. He's going to give you 100 chairs to rent. He's going to give you 100 pictures or whatever. He's going to give you a wedding arch, some vows. It's a beach wedding as a service, a package. $1,500 to $3,500 per wedding. And he's doing 100 something weddings a year, $3 million a year.
Where is it?
So 1,000 weddings a year. It's in Florida, Fort Myers.
Sorry, I don't know where Fort Myers is.
The Panhandle, North Florida. Gulf Beach Weddings is the business.
Well, what's crazy is I didn't realize this until you and I obviously were friends and you were like, Destin, which is right there on the Gulf as well. He's like, you were like the most beautiful beaches in the world. White sand. Looks incredible. I'm
warm
like,
water.
No freaking way. You're like, yeah, it's incredible. You're the connector for that area where it's like, I don't want to take care of anything. Tell me where to have my wedding and I'll rent from you.
Yeah. And outdoor weddings, 2/3 of all weddings. 10 years ago, it was 40% and it's growing. People want to have their weddings outdoors. Yeah. It's big business. That's why luxury outdoor wedding trailer bathrooms are a thing because of all these outdoor weddings. You don't need those if you're getting married in a church.
Oh, I've seen them. I feel like you could do this in another market. Basically, the framework would be go and find some type of popular destination for people to come to. Vegas comes to mind, right? It's like, oh, bachelorette party. You could do a service where you're like, I'll arrange everything for you. The hotel you stay at, the parties you go to, the clubs, blah, blah, blah. Just super white glove. But there's probably destinations like that in every single state. And effectively, you just become the white glove provider of setting up their experience. It's all experiential.
Yeah. It's a mobile wedding venue. Like you want to get married in a national park, a state park, on a lake, anywhere beautiful, outdoors, next to a canyon. You know a guy and he knows all the places. He knows which ones are good in the morning, which are good in the afternoon, where they're booked, which needs a license, which doesn't. This does not have to be on the beach only. It's like weddings as a service. And I love this idea because how much, like we've both talked to Alex with the wedding venue guy. It's a $1 million facility that he had to build from the ground up. You don't need that with this.
No, dude, weddings as a service. That's pretty amazing.
WAS.
And it's a dumb for you.
Oh,
it's a dumb for you service.
Oh, you're into SaaS? I'm a WAS guy.
Oh, I'm a WAS guy. Huh? What? A WAS guy. That's so good. I'm so excited for this. I know you've told this story before, but I'm going to bring it back up. So have you ever heard of Buc-ee's? I'm serious.
This sounds interesting.
So there's this company called Buc-ee's, and it's basically like the Disneyland of gas stations. And I know that sounds weird to people who have never been to a Buc-ee's, but Buc-ee's are an experience. They've got tons of selection, great food. They've got merchandise that is unique only to those Buc-ee's, and they have a cult following. And so in the year 2020, there's an enterprising entrepreneur who was trying to buy Buc-ee's stuff online. They don't have an e-commerce store. What the freak? And so he just decides, I'm going to go to Buc-ee's. I'm going to buy everything at full retail and I'm going to resell it. And he starts his company, yada, yada, yada. Years later, he's got a company called Texas Snacks. They work with Buc-ee's. And that entrepreneur was Chris Turner. Do you ever measure like how many units of things that you've sold to people?
Hundreds of thousands. Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands. Yeah. I mean, so you have tons of SKUs. You literally have a warehouse. It's a crazy business because they're not giving you favored nation status. You're going like everybody else. You're buying stuff off of the shelf. You're paying full retail price at the checkout. This isn't like you send your order to the manager and the manager looks at it and puts it all together and then you meet them at the cash register. No, your team goes, they pick, they pull, they pay, they walk out of the store, they take it to your warehouse, you list it, you've got thousands of SKUs, yada, yada, yada. But it's an amazing business. The reason I'm bringing it up is because I think that there are little Buc-ee's like this around the country, and I found one of them. And I wanted to talk to you about it. This is called Big Texan Steak Ranch. Have you ever heard of this?
I've eaten there. Amarillo in Yellow, Texas.
So this is in Amarillo, Texas. Big Texan Steak Ranch has this thing that they're famous for, where if you eat a 72-ounce steak, you get it for free. Now, if you're doing the math in your head, do you know how much 72 ounces of steak is?
Yeah. 4 pounds?
It's 4.5 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot of freaking steak.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So this place first opened up. It was on like historic Route 66. It's huge. It gets 500,000 visitors a year. Roughly 75% of them are tourists. Obviously, it has the 72-ounce steak. They've got merchandise that they sell. They've also got an RV park attached to it. So you could actually stay there. There's a motel attached to it. So you could stay there. Here's the craziest thing, though, that I read about it. They sell over 250,000 t-shirts a year online.
Online?
Mm-hmm. No. Excuse me. I lied. 250,000 t-shirts a year. I don't know if it's online or not. I just know that's how many they sell.
Probably mostly in store, which means half of every person that visits there buys a friggin' t-shirt, which probably close. Like I would say their average ticket price is $20, right? That like increases their average ticket price by 50%.
So I was doing the research, and just based on the volume of people that are going there, their one location restaurant grosses between $16 and $20 million a year in revenue, which is one of the highest grossing single location restaurants in the world. $16 to $20 million in that one location, right? Then you add on the merch and the shirts and the RV and all that other crap. This is probably if I were to guess, $30 to $40 million business.
You're blowing
Amarillo.
My mind right now, Nick. Every time we drive to Utah, which is at least once a year, we drive by that place. I've eaten there. I stayed at the hotel right next to it. I had no idea it did that much business. You're blowing my mind.
And I do think that there are like examples of this in other states, right? These like hidden gems. But why can't you start a Texas Snacks for the Big Texan Steak Ranch? Why not? Maybe they sell online. I do not know. My broader point was just there are these types of beloved tourist kind of attractions in different states. One of them being that you and I stopped at. I don't know if you knew this or not, but remember the crater that we stopped at in Arizona, Winslow, Arizona? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's privately owned.
That's crazy. I thought Joe Dirt owned that.
Crater. Hardly know her. Anyways, like there's a ton of these types of beloved tourist attractions in each state. And who knows? Maybe 10% of them aren't online, or maybe 20% of them are. Who knows what it is? But just when you're on a road trip with your family, oh yes, what is?
No, just go. Sorry,
that was so
just
good.
Very excited.
That was so good. Shh. Okay, go.
So good news, bad news. Okay, bad news. Big Texan ships online. Okay, that's fine. That's fine because it's not the only restaurant like this. Good news is I found another restaurant that's probably even bigger because they have multiple locations. I've eaten there a dozen times. If anyone's been to LA before, Lower Alabama, okay, LA, you've eaten at Lambert's Cafe. Okay, I'm sharing my screen here. One of my favorite restaurants. It's an experiential restaurant, if you will. Lambert's Cafe, home of the Throwed Rolls, as in throwedrolls.com. Believe it or not, 67% of the people that watch my YouTube videos don't subscribe to me, and over 90% think that they're subscribed to me. So do me a quick favor and check that you're subscribed to me. If you're not, please do. It would mean a lot. It's like a big home-style restaurant. It's right on the way to the beach in Foley, Alabama, hometown of Julio Jones. It's not who you know. It's Julio, the wide receiver from Alabama. Thank you.
So dumb.
This restaurant has a line out the door 24/7. It's like $25 to eat there. It's family style. They bring around black-eyed peas, not the
black-eyed peas are there?
Don't bust out into song, please. Fried chicken, dumplings, whatever. But they throw these massive head-sized rolls across the restaurant at you. You put your arm up and they go, throw rolls, and they'll throw it to you. It's the whole shtick. And the kids catch it. There are these massive rolls. That's their whole thing. And there's one in Branson, there's one in Laura, Alabama, and there might be a third one. These guys do tens of millions of dollars per year, per location, and they have t-shirts and they do not sell online.
No.
They do not sell online. Like, it's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. That could also be very interesting as well. Is, you know what a 3PL is? You had a 3PL? Third-party logistics?
Third-party logistics company.
This would be similar, but like effectively you could reach out to this company and be like, look, just throw it up on your website. I'll do all the on-demand printing. We'll take care of the fulfillment. You don't have to do anything. It's almost like a licensing agreement.
All day, dude. They have 3 locations and they own RV parks next to their location, just like this place in Texas, but they don't sell their t-shirts online.
That's insane.
Someone needs to run a deep research prompt and find all of the Throde Rolls, the Lambert's Cafes, the Big Texan, all of those of the world, and start your Texas snacks of those. That's an idea.
I love that. That is an idea. It's a great idea too. And anybody who's like, actually, you can't do that. Oh, I'm sorry. It's already been done by somebody on this podcast.
No, actually, people's here. Okay. We don't do actually in the comments. Okay. If you mention liability or insurance or actually in the comments, block forever. Okay. It's funny, Nick, because do you know how many times I've had the conversation about this Bucky story and they're like, Chris, but what else could you do that for? And they start thinking and like, could you do that for Trader Joe's? Yeah. And it's like, nope, can't do it for Wawa. Can't do it for Trader Joe's. I've thought of that, tried it. Nope. But I actually think for this, I've never thought of a restaurant, Nick. This is all you. I think this is a doable idea.
Looks like we made it.
After 19 years of best friendship, you now have my approval for the day. You started talking about an RV, and that kind of gave me an idea. You want to hear this one?
Absolutely, I do.
Now, you're going to have to forgive me because I'm going to talk about a state that is not our favorite, New Mexico.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Okay. I'm sorry. But let me share my screen and show you why I had this idea. Okay?
I have to look at it?
You do. It's not New Mexico yet. Don't worry.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you remember
an old Mexico guy, but
do you remember Napoleon Dynamite?
Of course.
This was the van from Napoleon Dynamite, Uncle Rico's van.
You fat lord.
Do you know this guy built a business around renting this van out? He bought it on eBay for $12,000 and now he rents it out and he makes good money from it. And that's his whole business. He also bought the DeLorean from Back to the Future and he rents them out. He has like these movie props, not just movie props, but like rentable movie props that he can monetize to super fans. Okay.
Daddy like you where you're going with this.
Okay. So then if you look over here, Breaking Bad, New Mexico, you have 3 iconic vehicles. You've got the Pontiac Aztek, you've got the Wagoneer, and then you've got the RV, right? So doesn't have to be New Mexico only, obviously, but some sort of a vehicle or a prop. There's a website called propstore.com where you can buy movie and TV store props and you can monetize them. So what do you think about this?
Dude, how much money would I have to pay to throw a pizza on somebody's roof?
That's what I'm saying is like that house gets a ton of visitors. You could just post up outside that house and monetize stuff. Like, hey, how about I take you on a Breaking Bad tour of Albuquerque? And I'm going to show you all the scenes where this happened, that happened. You don't need overhead. You just need knowledge. You just need to watch the series and you can monetize it.
Okay. So the reason that Chris and I are acting this way is because 10 years ago.
11 years ago.
Jeez Louise. So 11 years ago, I was living in Dallas and ended up moving to Southern California. And Chris rode with me as I drove the U-Hauls. And so we drove from Dallas to LA and we drove through New Mexico. And Chris has always been a foodie. Back then, he was using this app called Urban Spoon. Was it Urban Spoon?
Yeah, I remember that app.
Urban Spoon. And he's like, oh, dude, this Mexican place on Urban Spoon is a 9 out of 10. Anything over a 6, you know it's going to be good. I've been using this for years. You know it's going to be good. And we went to the Mexican restaurant. How's the Mexican restaurant there, Chris, in New Mexico?
It was as good as any food in New Mexico. It was total dog water.
Total dog water.
It was terrible. And we didn't apply the New Mexico discount to the food ratings. A 9 in New Mexico is a 3 in California.
It's like, being a Boise 9 is a California 2. All right. I get it. I'm in the, anyways, but we did drive by the Breaking Bad house. And I guarantee there are people who have tried this, but I do like that idea of finding local spots that are really popular, and maybe building a tour business around it, or the experiential aspect is really cool. So the RV from Breaking Bad, what if you just bought some land outside of New Mexico and then bought an RV like that?
Yep.
Outside looks awful, but inside's just sick, decked out. It's fitted with air conditioning. So it's like, oh, I'm kind of living the Breaking Bad life. Pulling the Cody Sanchez of like, I bought 3 acres and I threw up a glamping site on it, but it's themed. It's not necessarily just a glamping site. I think that'd be really cool. And every state has stuff like that. Every state has iconic things that people go and see.
This is the Breaking Bad house. It sold earlier this year for $4 million. It sold due to increasing attention to the house. Basically, the people living in the house had a miserable life because they had no privacy. But it's like the fair market value for this house was like $500,000 or $600,000, and it sold for $4 million because it's the Breaking Bad house. So,
do you think you could just put ads on that house?
I think there's a lot of stuff you could do. I actually tweeted about this when it first went up for sale. It's not in an HOA. I'm sure they're going to just give tours, like guided tours for a fee.
I interviewed a guy on my podcast over a year ago who lives in the flight path of LAX. Ooh. And for his business, on his roof is advertising. It's like but he's advertising for his business. And I can't remember the exact stats, but he tracks it because it's a specific link that he only has up for that flight path. And he was like, yeah, I mean, it's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in advertising for me.
That's amazing.
Isn't that cool?
This house made me think of a different framework. It's like these people have been very public who lived in it before about how miserable their life was. Stop visiting our house. Leave us alone. Quit throwing pizzas on our house. There's 2 ways to look at it. One is like, we were cursed. Now, first of all, they got paid to rent out that house to Breaking Bad to have it filmed. Okay. They chose to do that, right? That was a choice they made. And then they were angry at the world because they didn't have privacy. They could have been like, what a blessing. This random TV show that ended up being one of the greatest TV shows of all time chose our house. Now we can monetize this any which way. They could have moved and then sold tickets, given tours. They could have moved somewhere where they have privacy and monetized it. But instead they just complained for a decade and then sold it for $4 million.
Well, and I guarantee the person who paid $4 million for it was like, you see how many eyeballs a month? They've got to be monetizing that somehow. Even if you just turned it into a Breaking Bad museum.
That's it.
How much would you pay to go take a dump? What's Walt's brother-in-law's name?
We just got demonetized on every platform.
Sorry, Muhammad, edit that out. Where he's reading, his brother-in-law's reading, and Hank's reading, and he's like, Walter White is Heisenberg?
It's a famous scene.
Yeah, if you want to go to the bathroom in that bathroom, it's right there.
So good. I need to watch that show again.
I like that idea.
Okay, so I guess that's, to put a bow on that idea, it's like movie props, something that's state specific that you could buy and monetize in some way.
Yeah, that's it.
Also, a couple other data points. There's Mayberry, the old, what's the show?
Andy Griffith Show.
Andy Griffith Show. In the same city where that was filmed, they have a car, like the Mayberry car, where you can pay $40 to go on a ride in the Mayberry car. So there's other examples of this.
I love it. Chris, what is one thing that every guy loves? And don't say what I think you're going to say because I'll answer it for you. Breaking stuff, blowing stuff up, and demolishing things. All right. When somebody asks you, hey, I got to knock down a wall at my house. You want to come over? The answer is always yes. You follow it up with a question. You're like, how many sledgehammers do I need to bring? Right? I just found this company. It's pretty freaking legit. I'm going to share my screen. It's really difficult to know what they do. So I'll just tell you the website. The website is driveatank.com.
What do they do though?
I haven't quite figured it out yet. I'm still looking on the website. But this is a company in Minnesota where all they do is rent out. I'm going to open this to a new tab.
Oh my gosh.
Dude.
My testosterone is going up by the second.
Look at this. They're just renting out the experience to freaking go to war, basically. You're driving a tank around. You're shooting crap. There's a shooting range. And they have different packages. Check this out down here. Look at this. The Drive a Tank packages. Okay, 2 passengers. Tells you how much it is. Oh, a single car crush add-on? Yes, please. Actually, I'd like a double car crush add-on. $850. Actually, I'd like to fire the 50 cal. Is that cool? Can I fire the 50 cal on top of this freaking tank? Obviously, there's an unlimited package where I don't even want to know what you can shoot. Let's just say The Most Dangerous Game is a movie that has now come to life at this place. Have you ever seen that movie, The Most Dangerous Game?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they hunt people. Anyways, machine gun package. Look at this. The World War II. Dude, this marketing is so good. The World War II package, the Vietnam package, the Modern Warfare package. So you're like,
Oh
obviously the guns.
My dad left me as a child package. It's just like, dude, what else? My dad never came back from buying milk package.
Oh, dude, I love this. We were all just talking about the guns that we're going to be shooting. Okay. Here's all the guns that we're going to be shooting. Some of them are World War II, Vietnam, modern warfare, whatever. And then this line, hey, are you looking for something a little more flashy? A little more flashy?
More flashy than riding over cars in a tank?
And then it gives you the extreme package, apparently. Chris Vector shooting 1,200 rounds a minute. It's insane. This is insane. So, and then obviously at the same time, they offer accommodations. Not only do I think this business is just freaking cool, I'm going to scroll back up to the videos that they have up here. Like, I would go and do this. How fun of a freaking boys week would this be just to go play war, basically?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't know of any other companies doing this in other states. There's no way that there wouldn't be demand for this in a state like freaking Texas or Idaho or Georgia or like any state that just has a lot of good old Southern boys that want to go shoot stuff and blow crap up. Why couldn't you start one of these? Why could this not be in every state? Why could there not be an experience like this? Other than federal regulations or state regulations, but beyond that, why could you not do this? I mean, what's stopping you?
I interviewed a guy that has a heavy equipment business for kids, right? In Houston, outside the mall, where kids can get in there and play with an excavator. Each location has over $1 million a year of net profit, like net profit.
Oh my gosh.
You're telling me if you can do that for kids in Houston, you can't do something like this for men in any city?
Yes, these are just grown children anyways.
What's a tank cost? $1,000? Just kidding.
Let's get Shannon on here.
You could do this with one tank.
Yes.
How much
or you
to
could
buy a
or you
tank?
could start small and be like, all right, I'm just going to focus on shooting cool guns. All right, cool. I got a 50 cal somehow, and just give people the opportunity to shoot a 50 cal. I guarantee that crap hurts. Every guy who's listening to us right now that has like gone to war is like, these sissies wouldn't last 5 seconds.
You have no idea. These guys make me sick.
They're like, wait a second. You want to pay money to shoot? And I got shipped to Fallujah without my own consent? It is a very weird social commentary on the fact that we're willing to spend a lot of money so we can go shoot guns while some people are freaking drafted and sent against their will to go fight overseas in other countries. Anyways, beyond that point, did you find out how much a tank is?
Yeah, you can buy a T-72, but none of us know what that is. We won't even pretend like we do, for $50,000.
That's not that
supposedly
much, dude.
According to one source on the internet that has not been vetted yet.
That's not I mean, if we were just talking about renting out RVs last week, and I have to imagine that the like price per hour on a tank is going to be worth a lot more. I mean, obviously it's going to cost a lot more to run, right? But like the video that they're showing, they're off-roading. They got some obstacle course sets up. They're riding through water. Oh my gosh. There's this guy on YouTube that my son and I will watch. Like now it comes up on my feed all the time. And he shoots different caliber guns at a target to see how strong it is. So he'll be like, all right, we got a steel plate today. Let's see how it does. And he's like, all right, starting with the 22, boop, starting with 50 cal. Boop, and then, he works his way up to the 50
It's pretty
cal.
cool.
And like, you just get to see, and he's got a guy behind it, which is a dummy. And so if it shoots through it, that it got messed up. And at the end of the video, he goes, yee yee. And that's the end of the video, which I freaking love.
It's good.
But like, that's me and my son who literally watch that every single day when we see those cool videos come up.
Yeah.
You're telling me if I saw an ad that was like, you want to do this 30 minutes away with your son?
It's a no-brainer.
Julie!
Like, would you rather do that or go skydiving? I would rather do this. Thank you.
I'd rather go Rocky Mountain climbing, but sure.
I asked ChatGPT how much to buy a fully functional, used and old but working tank, and it says, I can't help you with that. It's just not allowed. Okay.
Dude.
You're lame.
DEI pull that up, Jamie. Overload, bro.
Jamie, pull that up. We'll get Jamie to pull it up.
Is he pulling it up?
He's pulling up. 50,000. All right. That's a really good one, Nick. You did your homework today.
Thank you.
Let's see if I can match it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
can I say one more thing?
Yeah, please.
Drive a tank. Actually, I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to show you it. And I want to get your opinion on it. This is Drive a Tank's YouTube page.
Oh, what a
85
waste.
subscribers?
Guys, get with the program. You should have millions of
Oh.
subscribers.
But they joined December 14th, 2012. So
Dude, that was
They're a
they
new
joined like
account.
during World War II. What are we talking about?
Is this Neville Chamberlain's channel? They've only had 7 videos and 20. We're going to go on the side here. This is the perfect example of a business not understanding necessarily how big their market is.
Dude,
I guarantee
100%.
a couple videos that pop off on this, you're going to get people booking from out of state to come in. Like you'll
Dude.
be booked out the wazoo if just even a couple of these videos went viral.
Dude, you know what I'm doing? If I'm an enterprising entrepreneur, as most people listening to this are, I'm going to reach out to these guys. I would and say, hey, I want to drive you business for free, and I want to be able to film anything you do at your business. The only caveat is I'm going to own your YouTube channel, or I'm going to own a YouTube channel, and I'm going to film all of your content, and you'll get more leads, you'll get more business from it, and I'm going to own the YouTube channel. This could be $100K a month YouTube channel, like for sure.
Easily. Dude,
Like
100%.
that was your whole business, just YouTube channel.
Look at this. If this is true, if this description is true, the only place in the world you can drive a tank and shoot a fully automatic machine gun under one roof that is not owned by a government entity. If that is true, that's in their description. Okay. Like,
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sorry, you are leaving so much money on the table. So much money on the table if that is true.
I just love the only place in the world where you can drive a tank. Oh, wow. That's actually crazy. And shoot a fully automatic machine gun under one roof on a leap year only that is not owned by a government entity with a baby boomer that was born in Nebraska.
Dude,
it's
like
so
those-
specific.
It's those sports stats. Football season's
Yes,
coming up.
it
And it's
is.
like,
This
hey,
is the
Terry,
first time that Tim Tebow has won in Death Valley on a Friday afternoon. Like, what?
Well, and Jerry, with that catch, if Deshaun keeps that up for the rest of the season, he's on pace for 10,000 receiving yards. Well, this is just the first quarter of the first game. I know, but if he does that every quarter of every game for the rest of the year, that's
If you amortize that out, think about it. If he
No, but
plays for all
seriously.
7 years of college.
Oh my gosh. I love that. That is so true. Yeah, you break that down. You only place in the world you can drive a tank. Oh, really? And shoot a fully automatic machine gun. Oh, okay, that's all right. Under one roof. Wait a second. Oh, so it's indoors? That is not owned by a government entity. Like, I don't. I'm that math meme right now where it's like, trying to do the math on it.
Well, here's another one. DriveTanks.com. Okay. Not to be confused with DriveAtank.com. Looks like a very similar website. This one's in Texas. I knew it would be in Texas.
Dude, I was surprised this one was in Minnesota. First of all, their marketing looks way better than Drive a Tank.
Yeah,
Like, it
because
does look
Drive a Tank
cleaner.
probably came first. And these guys are like, we could do that so much better. $3,200.
There's Drive a Tank Orlando.
Oh, they were in a Mr. Beast commercial and a Dude Perfect commercial or video.
Oh, I guarantee that company's freaking crushing it then.
Yeah, they're crushing it. They've been in a Dude Perfect and a Mr. Beast video.
No way.
Yeah,
See, that's how you do it.
that's how you do it.
I still think this Minnesota company, like, I don't understand. To your point, again, what's the downside to just point, shoot, upload, point, shoot, upload? They don't even have to do any editing, really. I guarantee their YouTube channel would grow if they were just consistent. Even
Right.
if they were all like portrait videos that were placed on, the 9x16 video. You know what I mean? Like they would still blow up. Pun intended.
Dude, yeah, they have 116,000 Instagram subscribers and 13,000 YouTube subscribers. So,
I wonder if it's the same. Can't be the same company.
yeah, I doubt it. All right, I'm always talking about data, the numbers that actually matter, because you need data to grow, and you need to grow to make real money. Beehive is the newsletter platform that I've used for over a year and a half because of their data. Well, for multiple reasons, but especially because of their data. Yes, most platforms will tell you someone opened your email. Cool. But Beehive tells you everything. Engagement drop off, which links people ignore, and which ones they click again and again, what keeps readers scrolling. You get real-time subscriber insights, A/B testing results, even predictive analytics measures. It's like having your entire subscriber base give you feedback live, and you can set up automated sequences, welcome emails, re-engagement campaigns, all based on that behavior. Because the truth is, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. And Beehive shows you what's actually happening. So head to beehive.com/Chris for 30% off 3 months. That data will change how and what you write. All right, I'm going to give you a choice. You choose your own adventure right here, Nick. Okay, you ready?
I'm here. I'm in.
Just like the parable in the Bible of the goats and the sheep, I'm going to give you an option. Goats or donkeys? Which way are we going?
Goats.
Okay, you ready?
I took everything I had to not swear.
Oh,
Just want you to know.
Oh, gosh. That's what you were doing. That makes
I
sense.
just want you
Thank you.
to know
We've
that.
given Muhammad enough to edit out today. Okay. Did you know that gas, goats as a service, is a thing, and it is quite profitable, especially in California, our country's biggest state by population.
Goats as a service? What is
Goats
this? What are we
as a
talking
service
about?
for two reasons. Oh, really, you could use goats for 3 reasons. Wildfire prevention. They eat out all the underbrush, because I've owned goats. I've had goats in my backyard. They don't like the grass. The cows like the grass. The goats like the weeds. They go to the weeds first, right? So if you let a bunch of goats loose in an overgrown lot, as long as you fence them in, they will eat those weeds in a matter of seconds, right? Enough goats. They will eat it up. So there are businesses in California that offer goats as a service for brush clearing and for wildlife prevention. And so fire departments will hire them and pay them $500 to $1,000 an acre to load up their animal trailer full of goats, release them, put up some temporary electric fencing, and clear land. And then they'll come back and get them. $1,000 an acre. Do you know how much fire departments pay to clear acreage, like manually by hand, as opposed to $1,000 an acre?
No,
$28,000 an acre. $28,000.
How do you know this? That's like a number that's readily available?
I've looked it up.
The freak? $28,000 an acre?
According to calmatters.org, according to a nonprofit California website.
Oh, so this is
42,000 square feet.
It's estimated $28,000 to clear an acre. That sounds insane, right?
It's public information because fire departments are paying for it. Yeah. But if you use goats, it's $1,000.
Dude, screw the goats. If they're spending $28,000, just gonna be like, hey, I'll do it for 20.
Yep.
How long is it gonna take me? An hour on my John Deere?
Dude, there was a city in California, Nevada City in California. They had a goat fund me. Okay. They raised $30,000 to acquire goats to munch through acres of vegetation that could fuel wildfires. Goat fund me.
That's incredible.
$30,000 worth of goats.
Can we start a business called Goat Munchers? I mean, it just sounds funny. There's like no connotation. Goat Munchers. That just sounds funny.
It is. Oakland, California spends $500,000 a year on goat grazing.
Do you have an estimated like TAM? Maybe not even TAM.
I wish I did.
What's the goat industry in California?
Yeah. TAM means total addressable market for those listening. I don't know, but this isn't just a California thing. This is like for wildfire prevention, it's mostly in California, but for land clearing, it's in every state. Like I've seen viral Instagram videos of people that own these businesses, and it's kind of like the pressure washing guy or the lawn mowing guy that knocks on people's doors, does it for free, SB mowing. There are guys that do that with goats. They'll let a bunch of goats and they'll put up a camera with a time lapse and we'll watch the goats munch through it all.
One of the things that we talk about over and over on this, I don't know if we've ever said it this way, but are businesses where you play the middleman or wholesaler.
I was just going to talk about that. Yep.
You don't necessarily hold the inventory, but you're the guy or gal who finds the buyer and the seller and places them together. Why could you not start a business where you just are contacting farm owners and then you're playing middleman with local municipalities? That seems like such an easy lift.
Moment. Wait right there. I'm going to share my screen. This is unprepped. If I look like an idiot, I'll just have Muhammad edit it out, but I won't. Okay. For those listening only, I'm going to Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to search Marketplace and I'm going to say boar goat. A boar goat is a very common breed of goat. I've owned them. Boar goats for sale. Okay. BOER. You look it up. Look how many options
there are. They're a real boar. Sheesh.
Look how many options there are. It just keeps going and going and going. Right.
And
these are goat
in a
farms.
Radius?
This is within 90 miles of Dallas, Texas. So this is the DFW metro. But these are goat farms that are actively selling on Facebook Marketplace. This is a small fraction of the goat farms. How many of these guys are charging for goat grazing? Probably almost none of them, right? So if you want to play middleman or woman, you go acquire customers, put up a website, Facebook ads, Google ads, what have you, people that need land clearing, brush clearing, and just play middleman. You be the lead source. Go get their, you could probably use their animal trailer because any farmer has an animal trailer. Load it up, say, I'll have your goats back by 11 p.m. I know the curfew, sir. Thank you so much. I'll take good care of your goats. Right? And you're probably going to lose some. Yep. And you go, you fence them in and they get to work. You charge $500 an acre.
Yeah. I like that. Then
I would have paid for that.
So, all right. So I get that side of the equation where it's like, all right, we can go get goats. How would you find the other side of the equation? Like the demand side, right? I'm guessing the county of Oakland or the city of Oakland in California, those are city or county contracts. It's probably going to take a while. They probably have to go through a competitive bidding process. Yeah. It's knowable, but it's still a long sales cycle. The land clearing, that one I don't know the answer to.
I wouldn't worry about the government contracts, like you said, because it's so hard. I would just go the forestry mulching route. Like the dude I interviewed who has a forestry mulching business in Cincinnati. He uses Facebook ads. That's it. He spends $23 for a lead. He closes 49% of all his leads. His average job size is $3,100. So he spends $46 to acquire a $3,100 customer. Just do the same playbook, except your videos spread even more organically because it's more viralable than a bobcat munching down a tree. It's a goat munching down trees. You do even better.
So you would target landowners on Facebook.
Yeah. What this guy does is he uses meta ads only to zip codes that have rural, like large tracts of land, 35 years and older, and people that show an interest in tractor supply. Those are landowners. That's his whole strategy. So I do that with goats. You don't need to have a farm. You don't need to buy the goats. You just borrow them. It's a simple borrowing of a goat. We've all been there. Did you see that video I posted about Ryan Trahan? Do you know who Ryan Trahan is?
Honestly, I did not know who Ryan Trahan was until you posted that video.
Okay. So this kid, he's from Texas, went to college at Texas A&M. He was like a state champion runner-up for cross country in high school. Super likable guy. He's blonde. He's like late 20s and he's a YouTuber. He's got 20-something million subscribers. Kids love him. Adults love him. He's really charismatic. He's got the riz. Anyway, he's doing this series where he's visiting 50 states in 50 days, which, of course, me and my family, we visited 50 states in 60 days, right?
Yes, you did.
So we're watching as a family and it's super good. And he's raising $1 million for St. Jude's. And he said, if you donate $5,000, I will say thanks on one of my videos. And his videos get,
that was it.
His videos get 4 to 10 million views each, right?
Wow. Okay.
And so Kamal, this is Kamal's idea. I can't claim it. He's like, what if you started a business in 50 states in 50 days? And like, it didn't even go through the cycle of like, that's crazy. Who would do that? Then me thinking it's good. Like immediately it's like, that's an amazing idea. That's something that I would do. I would love doing. And I will. Like immediately I'm like, I'll do it. Talk to the wife about it. And she's like, heck yeah, let's do it. Because those 2 months when we did that were the best 2 months of our lives. It was the best. Absolutely. Not even close.
Wow.
All day, every day with your family, seeing a new state every day in an RV, like adventures and getting stuck. And like, it was just incredible. So we're going to do it again next summer. And I'm going to start a business with my kids in every state in 50 days.
In every single, like, how do you even do that? In all seriousness, this is going to be a chip on shoulder moment, but like, that's not possible.
Oh,
it's not. I'll tell you right now.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's on.
You know what? Okay. If there's a betting line out there, so our Polymarket is sponsoring this podcast. So let's get a betting line over under whether or not Chris starts 50 businesses.
First of all, let's start by defining what a business is. Okay. According to this challenge. And I'm making up the rules here. This is my challenge.
Business or business?
Take your pick, depending on which state you live in. Okay. So a business, I'm not going to file an LLC. I'm not going to have an EIN or a license. I'm going to start approachable, low cost of entry, low barrier to entry businesses in every state. That is something that could be started in 8 hours or less. I started a business in 56 minutes live on YouTube last week.
Okay.
So farmers market business, service business, door-to-door cleaning gutters, pressure washing. I go buy a pressure washer. I go buy a pizza oven at Home Depot that I post up at a farmer's market the next day. I just use the skills that I have to start businesses in every state. Maybe it's even an online business and I happen to be in North Dakota while I'm starting it.
So the idea is, could I generate $1 in a day while I'm in this state? And it could be any of those things. It could be pressure washing. It could be selling e-commerce. It could be selling a course, like whatever it is. Like
could be flipping stuff on Facebook.
Flipping stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Could I generate $1 and how would I do it in this state? That is doable. Yeah, that's doable. Dang it. We need to change the betting line.
Nope, it's set. Muhammad, edit that in. And this is like, I'm like no bones about it. I'm blatantly copying Ryan Trahan's concept, but putting a business angle on it. I love the concept. And you know what? Guess who saw 50 states before Ryan Trahan did? This guy did. Okay.
Sorry, Ryan.
Back. And a little twist, I'm going to give the business away, whatever you call a business. That's not going to be anything very impressive. I'm going to give it away to a local in the area, and I'm going to give him all the revenue that I generated to like help him run it as like operational expenditures.
First of all, I love the idea. Second, I think you said that Ryan Trahan would have people pay him in order to get him to thank them on their videos.
He raised money for St. Jude's, a nonprofit. And if you donated 5,000 or more, he would shout you out on his video. So I'm going to play this video. So this is a clip from Ryan Trahan's episode where he's thanking me. And there were like dozens of people on this one episode, this one day, that donated over $5,000. I was just one of them. So here we go.
$1,050, he said. In 2022, our family saw 50 states in 60 days. You inspired us to start a business in 50 states in 50 days on our YouTube channel, The Corner Office. Oh my gosh. Dang, you guys took it up a notch. That's amazing. I love it.
That's it.
Dude.
So that was like the official launch. And I had kids come up to me at church and like, dude, I saw you on Ryan Trahan. You're going to see all 50 states? Yeah.
So was that video literally just him like, hey, I'm here thanking people because they paid $5,000?
That was one of many thanks he gave out in that one episode.
And that episode will still get 3 to 4 million views?
It already has, yeah.
That is mind-blowing, dude. You know what's crazy to me? I was just talking, I went and visited, I told you, a guy in my ward's business. He's a carpet cleaning company, Zero Res, here in Boise. And he was talking to me about how he gets customers. And like radio was really big for them for a while. He's like, I haven't really seen the ROI. So he stopped. He was spending a lot of money on radio per month. He stopped and he didn't see a drop off. You spent $5,000 for Ryan Trahan to shout you out. How many millions of people saw that?
Yeah, about 5 million.
Like if you were to just do the cost analysis of whatever the CPM is, right? Like
it's like $10 CPM basically.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Well, dude, did you hear about Lectric Bikes? Have you ever heard of that company?
No.
Okay. It's an electric bike company called Lectric. And in his second episode of 50 states, they donated $100,000. It's the end of every episode. He would just start swiping on his donations with his wife. And he came across that and he's like shocked. He's like, what? $100,000? And then they showed up at his house and they gave him a bike, which he did not expect. And then they said, if you ride this every day in every episode, we'll give you $10,000 more per day that you ride this. And he's like, holy crap, you're so generous. Thank you so much. But if you add up the 250 million views that his series gets against the $600,000 or whatever they donated to him, it's nothing. Like it's pennies. And now if you go look at like electric bikes, Google Trends, keywords, backlinks, they are blowing up. They're like the de facto electric bike company now because of that $600,000 investment.
I know that's not what we were planning on talking about right now, but you put out an episode that was like, if you could play the lottery for free every single time, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And you were talking about short form video, right? Like just the ability to grow an audience and outreach. To me, like that's as a creator, we're talking about like the other end of the spectrum here as someone who's buying media. It just seems that's kind of like a lottery ticket as well. I think it's a little bit less risky, but like, yeah, $5,000 for someone to see or hear about me 4 million times.
Yeah. Also,
Jeez.
like I'm donating to like, help treat kids' cancer. Like worst case, I'm helping kids with cancer.
Jeez. All right. So what do I think about your idea? Same. I freaking think it's genius. Are you thinking logistically, you could just do like the same thing in every state? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm just going to flip something on Facebook Marketplace. And so it's like, it could be a different item every single state, but it's all Facebook Marketplace based. And then it would sort of take out the mental lift every single time. Is that how you're thinking about it? Or are you thinking like, Nope. It's got to be a different thing every single time, because those are two very different lifts.
I want it to be unique. I want every video to be different and unique. And ideally, I start businesses that are kind of unique to that state, but I've got 10 months to plan this. And so I'm probably going to be hiring someone like just for this project, like an assistant to do logistics. Because like if I'm going to Montana and I'm coming through like the southwest corner, I can't start a business way up there in Glacier National Park. It doesn't work. I have to find a business that would fit in that corner because I just don't have time to drive all over every state. I've got to hit the perimeters like we did 3 years ago as a family. So there's a ton of planning. Like I got to have plan A, B, C for each state. Because like, what if I'm going to sell pizzas at a farmer's market and then the farmer's market gets rained out? I got to have a plan B,
I think it was Sampar. I can't remember, but there are examples of people starting up almost like local yellow pages in their local markets. There's like a renters. I couldn't remember. Dang it. I can't remember exactly what it was. The gist is people are interested in their local markets. And so if they see a link that's like the top 10 restaurants to eat in Boise, Idaho, or the top 10 restaurants to not eat at in Lucas, Texas.
Oh, you're talking about his roommate finder in San Francisco.
That's what it was. Yeah. Like they're going to click on those. So for this to be maximally effective for you, you do want to do all that research. It's like, okay, if I'm going to Wyoming, what are the top 10 things in that state that are going to be most attractive to those people? How am I going to get them interested in it? How do I make it unique? Like there's a ton of work for then each one of those, even if you're flipping one thing on Facebook.
You just saying Wyoming gave me a great idea. Like, there's a whole industry in like Wyoming and Montana for shed hunting where like every season on a certain day.
What? The sheds are alive? You got to chase these sheds down?
The season opens up where you can go find elk antlers that the elk shed during the winter and you sell them for a lot of money. And so like people will wait until sunup. And then as soon as the sun comes up, legally, they all go rush out with their backpacks and with their dogs, and they'll just start looking for elk antlers. And then they'll strap them to their backpacks. And then at the end of the day, they'll all come back with sometimes like hundreds of pounds of antlers on their shoulders. And then they'll carve them up. They'll sell them. They'll sell them as dog bones. They put them on the wall. Like, what if one of my episodes was shed hunting in Wyoming and you could only do that in Wyoming? Like that would be awesome. And then I have to go sell it.
Or what if it was like, I know for a fact anybody who goes to Zion's National Park has to either get an orthotic or sunglasses. Let's just say it's sunglasses.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to every gas station that I know is at a choke point that goes into Zion's, and I'm going to launch a product in those gas stations, right? Like that's my project for Utah. Like every single state is going to have a similar type thing that you can do the research on and then find that is going to be unique to it. But yeah, you definitely got to hire somebody for that.
Or I could be like a tour guide for the most famous hikes and like the Narrows hike. Like, hey, give me $30. I'll take 10 people and I'll give you guys all like the history and the behind the scenes of the Narrows hike,
Chris, this would be really cool. I don't know how big of a team you'd have to do. You'd have to hire out for this, but this potentially is awesome. You could reach out to the state tourism board for every state and say, this is what I'm doing. This is the number of subscribers I have. Like you have a couple million. It's legit. I'm coming to your state. A, who do you think I should go talk to? But B, they might have some state funds for this. Like states set aside money for their tourism boards so that they can, attract people to it. You might be able to get some of these businesses funded.
Oh yeah.
That would be really cool.
That's what Ryan Trahan did. I mean, he got to stay in a free Airbnb every night, and Airbnb didn't officially sponsor it, or else he would have legally had to put like hashtag Airbnb sponsor, and he didn't, and I'm sure he would have. But they paid for all of his stays, and he stayed in a different, unique Airbnb every night, which was like another retention hack. Like, I want to see the potato that he stays in tomorrow,
What if you did this instead? What if you said, hey, I'm opening up applications for any entrepreneur around the country. I'm going to choose one person from each state. Just hear me out before you cut me off. I'm going to choose one person from each state, pitch me your idea. And then when I get to your state, we're launching the business. So it's like, you're just staying in your zone of genius, which is, I'm going to show you how you can go from $0 to $1 in one day. And so maybe for one person, it's Facebook and Meta ads. Maybe for another person, it's you go to Outscraper and get a bunch of text messages, and then that's how you're landing business. Maybe for another person, it's optimizing Google LSA, whatever it is. That way the lift is a little bit lighter for you. And there's an easy handoff to a person in that state that you can then come back to and say, how's this business doing 6 months later? I don't know if you do that, but that might be a really cool, it might be a dumb idea actually.
I think it would add to the intrigue a significant amount. it would also add to the logistics a significant amount. So the question is, would that be worth it? You know?
Would it add to the logistics?
Yeah, because now I have to manage 50 relationships in every state. And what if they flake out on me? What if they don't show up? You know? So, but what I was going to say, if I'm going to have plan A, B, C for every business anyway, then plan A might as well be with another entrepreneur. And then plan B and C could just be solo, you know?
Dude, or you could TK owners members. Like there could be some people that you kind of handpick there where you're not just necessarily starting from scratch. Like you have some relationships in there. There's always a chance somebody flakes out, but that might be a good place as well. I love this idea, man. Like, I don't know. What do you want me to say, Chris? What do you want me to say? You've done it again? You're a genius?
Tell me it's going to fail. And then it'll be extra good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like every other business you've ever started in your entire whole life, it's going to fail, Chris. How big of a chip did that just put? How big of a chip did that just put on your shoulder? Be honest.
I'm sitting like this. That's how I'm sitting.
I'm sorry. That's not Quasimodo. That's just Chris with a chip on his shoulder.
Quick question. What if there were a private community out there of people that were building businesses based on this podcast? Well, I just made it. And it's only for business starters and business builders. It's called TK Owners. And it's basically like having me and 100 other business geniuses as your business partner. Also, there's going to be exclusive new trends, growth hacks, business ideas, and a database of everything I've ever talked about. You'll find thousands of startup case studies. You'll have weekly Ask Me Anythings with me while I'll answer your questions directly. You can join now at tkowners.com, link in the show notes.
It's petty, but it'd be really cool. Take an RV, use it, and then as you're doing the 50 states in 50 days, every single day show that after you're back, right? So let's say you're in June, you open up bookings for October. And you just show every day bookings that are coming in for your RV that you're driving around. And then you look at all the people who are like, you can't start an RV rental company. And you'd be like, oh, that's so weird. I'm booked out for the next 9 months. I'm driving with my family right now. And yet I'm getting revenue up front. It's weird. It's what we call a negative cash conversion cycle. You ever heard of it?
So that's summer of 2026.
It's going to be awesome.
We'll see.
Chris, what happens to all the unclaimed baggage that the airlines don't know what to do with? Do you know? Do they just throw it away?
They don't.
No, they don't. I didn't know this, but after 90 days of an unclaimed period, all the unclaimed baggage in the United States goes to one place because there's only one place that is licensed to resell unclaimed airline baggage, and that is
unclaimed baggage in Scottsboro, Alabama.
Where is Scottsboro, Alabama? I don't even know where that is.
It's northeast, in between Chattanooga and Birmingham.
Is it in the middle of nowhere?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so this place gets between 5,000 and 7,000 pieces of luggage every single day. Every single day. It's nuts to me. It's this 50,000 square foot center. They take a third of the items that they get from the airlines and they just throw them away because they're crap. They take a third of them that they get from the airlines and they then donate those to charity. And then they take a third and they resell it. So it's like the world's biggest flea market's not even the right word, thrift store.
It's like government sanctioned theft.
Dude, it really is. And there's only one licensed reseller in the United States. It's a monopoly. They have over 1 million people every single year that come and shop at the store, which is just nuts to me. There's been stories of Rolexes, 40 karat emerald being sold there, well below retail value. And this part's nuts to me. It's been around since 1970. Could you imagine owning a monopoly for, 60 years? No, 50 years at this point, 55 years? Do you know who owns this?
I looked into it a while ago and I've been there before, but no, I don't know who owns it.
I don't know who owns it either, but it's a private.
When we were living in Alabama, we had heard about it. We're like, dude, let's go to, it was like a Saturday. Let's go unclaimed baggage. Let's go get some deals. Let's go check it out. We go there and it was just a big nothing burger. Like,
really,
from the business concept is amazing, but it's not cheap. Like, they can sell stuff for whatever they want because they have so much demand. It's such a, it's such a unique tourist attraction. They have a captive audience and it's like more expensive than a thrift store. You go there thinking you're going to get deals, but I just think they have so much demand. They don't have to sell stuff at a discount.
I just looked it up. Founded in 1970 by Doyle Owens. He used a borrowed pickup truck and a modest $300 loan to launch his venture purchasing unclaimed luggage. And in 1995, his son Brian Owens and wife Sharon purchased the business. So they've just owned it privately since 1995. It's nuts. So this got me thinking, what other businesses could there be like this, where discarded, forgotten assets, for lack of a better word, are just left that you could resell? What are some other things that might look like this?
Dude, it makes me think of my kid's school. I go to my kid's school, and near the end of every semester, you walk in and they'll have this big display of clothes and it's basically 90% clothes and tumblers. And it's like, come get your crap. We're going to throw it away. You can't tell me that every school in America doesn't have that, right? There's got to be something there, like a lost and found as a service, or like software that enables these schools to better get rid of it or sell it or donate it, some sort of a system or something where you can aggregate all this stuff and liquidate it, sell it on eBay, whatever.
I got some for you. You ready?
Okay.
What do all the car rental companies do with the crap that gets left?
Steal it?
Surely it's...
I mean, come on. Dude, if you're cleaning out a car and you're paid $17 an hour, you find an iPhone under the seat, you're not putting that in your pocket. Come on.
No, but in all seriousness, it's going to be the same problem as airlines, right? They're going to have items that are left behind. I have no idea, but that could potentially be a business that is very similar to this. Hotels, obviously hotels are going to be in a very similar situation, right? Basically anything around travel. Airbnbs, maybe there's somebody who owns 100 Airbnbs that they license out to a property management company. You could get in touch with some property management companies and say like, hey, I'll buy any left behind items off of you at a discount. Because literally, what do they do with them? They're, like you just said, they're probably either throwing them in a box, or they're like, oh, maybe we could sell this on eBay.
Yeah.
But if somebody came to them and said,
there's no
hey,
system for that.
I'll buy your junk from you at a discount. Here's the cash. And then they wipe their hands from it and they go.
There's something there. Someone's going to do something there.
They should. Anyways, I like that one.
It's a good one.
Did you see, I think it was last week or the week before, Meta, parent company of Facebook, came out with their quarterly earnings?
No.
It came out and they freaking crushed it. Like crushed it. Year over year, their ad revenue is up 21%, which is insane. Their ad impressions are up 11% year over year. The average price per ad that they're making is up 9%. And their daily active people, take a guess. I want you to guess, how many daily active people does Facebook have?
Across Instagram and WhatsApp? 2.5 billion.
Okay. 3.5 billion people.
That's crazy.
It's like 50% of the world is a daily active user, which is insane. The thing in particular that I was just like most blown away by is the impact that AI has had. What this says here is with AI, Meta has been able to boost their ad conversions by 5% on Instagram and 3% on Facebook. And they're only getting better because they're using AI. And I just thought that because they're getting so much better, you're seeing it in their quarterly performance, not because they're using AI to like cut workforce. They're using AI to make their product better. And if you're a small business owner, you need to be using Facebook and Instagram Meta ads.
You're going to increase your budget.
Business.
You're going to be more likely to use it for the first time, and or you're going to increase your budget, your daily budget.
I was just talking to a guy. He has a business. It's a home services business. I don't want to out him. And he was like, yeah, I tried to use Meta. It doesn't really work. Let's say that it's a home services business that washes windows. Okay. Let's just say that's the business. It's like, yeah, I tried it. I had an ad agency doing it, but I didn't really see any results from it. What would you say to somebody like that?
Okay. This is maybe a terrible analogy because I hate golf. But imagine someone's like, oh, I hate golf. I went to a golf course with a club and I hit it and I sliced it. So golf doesn't work. Like what? Did anyone analogy. Did you ever take lessons? Like golf works for millions of people. Like you sliced it once, so you don't like it, so it doesn't work. Therefore it's broken for everyone or your whole industry. Like, dude, you can't just write it off like that.
He was using an ad agency that was like, oh, I had an ad agency that was doing my Meta ads, my Facebook ads. And I was like, how long did you do it for? Do you know how they were A/B testing it? And this is, you know me, I don't know jack about this stuff. The stuff I know is basically picked up secondhand from you. And he was like, I don't really know. I mean, they tested some stuff. And I was like, were you in the ad creative? Was it a video? Was it a picture? Was it just text? Like, how were you actually using it? And obviously he didn't have any answers for me, but I've heard repeatedly over and over and over, founder-led Facebook ads are the best converting ads, to have somebody local who owns that company and is advertising there. And yet they're still coming. Like, this guy owns a home services business that washes windows. You're telling me that people needing window washing services aren't on Facebook? They're not going to convert? Like, it's probably the best place that they're going to be, that you're going to have conversion.
Right. Obviously, there are always going to be different industries that are better for Google versus Facebook or whatever. I would say net of net, like a home service business is usually going to be better on Google because it's higher intent traffic. People are ready to buy right then. But there are so many examples of home services crushing it on Facebook. You just have to do it in the right way. You need instant form leads. Like, you need videos, never pictures, ever. You need to be focused on planting seeds, not on converting right away. Whereas with Google, you want to convert right then because they're hot right now.
Oh, that's interesting. You kind of think of more as, for home services brands, Facebook as like a brand building or brand awareness campaign.
Or retargeting. You put a pixel on your window cleaning website, and then people find it from all over the internet. And then Facebook is going to like basically put a little tracker on them for the end of all time. And then you can retarget your ads to the people that have already shown interest in your website. They've already been on your website. So retargeting campaigns are one of the most effective campaigns because it's high intent people that already know and recognize you, but we need like 7 touches before we convert.
Why do you think it is so much harder for small businesses? Not harder. Why do you think it's so easy for them actually to say like, Facebook doesn't work? Are they just not testing enough? Like, what's the threshold at which you actually can be successful on Facebook?
They're probably just not desperate enough. Like, they have other customer acquisition strategies that are working fine, and good is the enemy to great, right? And so it's like, they just don't really need it enough. Whereas if that were the strategy that they started with, or the marketing channel that they started with and really took the time to learn it themselves, like, I don't really suggest people hire agencies before like learning how to do it themselves. Like, we hire an agency to be the silver bullet, but I like hiring agencies once I know enough to hold them accountable and to actually know if they're doing a good job or not. Because it sounds like this guy didn't know what questions to ask the agency to even discern that.
I had a buddy of mine I was just talking to yesterday, and we were talking about something else, but he was like, you should hire an agency. He was talking to me. He's like, hire an agency, but tell them up front, my goal is to fire you in 3 months, and I'd like you to loom everything that you do for me so that I can learn how to do it. And I was like, dude, no agency is going to take you on. He's like, you're telling me an agency is going to refuse $10,000 of work just because you're being upfront with them? They're probably going to think, oh, that guy's not actually going to do it. But at least you're being upfront with them, and you're like accelerating the learning curve while they're doing the work that you need done anyways. And I just thought that was a really cool kind of approach to it. And yes, there probably will be some agencies that say no to you, but I think you'll get more yeses than no. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. What'd you think? Please share it with a friend, and we'll see you next time on the Kerner Office.